I have a lot of different penny stocks I'm discussing in today's video. I have a Bitcoin play that could easily squeeze as the price of Bitcoin does go up and has a lot of potential, to reach $50,000 to $60,000 plus in the short term. So that's one you really have to watch out for. I also found a play that is completely bottomed out at $1. Insiders are loading up on this company. Only $33 million in total liabilities compared to $130 million in total assets, with a tiny $17 million market cap, around $7 million cash on hand, which is enough, to fund their operations for the next year plus. Only 15 million outstanding shares compared to 19 million authorized shares, so there's no room for dilution either way. And for the last 2 years, they've done around $130 million plus in revenue each year, and we're actually profitable in terms of net income for a lot of those quarters. So this is a play you really have to watch that no one really knows about. I'm going to be covering a penny stock trading at 1 cent that is in the final stages of potentially getting FDA approval. So if this does happen, this one could see a very big run. They've been trying to do this for a very long time, and they're in the final stages. So they have around 30 to 40 days before they hear this very big decision. Like I said, they're in the very last stage of this process, so they will hear news about this decision in the next 30 to 40 days. So this is one to really watch within the next month and could potentially have a very big breakout if they do get this approval. And with these biotech and these pharmaceutical plays, sometimes when they do get FDA approval or very big news with these case studies or stuff like that, they can go up, 10 to 50x. So this is one you really have to watch. So make sure you watch the entire video. Last video, I called out ticker INBS at 23 cents. Actually, you can see right here when I called this one out on the video, it was trading at 35 cents, up 52% in pre-market. I told you guys that this one could easily double and be a multi-day runner. And since that video I uploaded yesterday, this one went up well over 100% since I called that one out. Right now, it is trading at 63 cents, up 44% in pre-market. I'm going to be covering a lot of different stocks. I'm going to be covering a micro float play that could easily double. They have under 2 million shares at float, and volume should be crazy today. Call this one right here at 35 cents, right around this level, and went all the way to 80 cents and then dipped back down and is now trading, as you can see up here, it is currently trading at 60 cents, but it did reach a high of just around 80 cents. Called out ticker INTZ at 41 cents, and this one went all the way up to 50 cents yesterday, up around 20%. And this is one that I still think could continue to run because they do have earnings coming out on November 14th with a very big conference call held immediately after. So one you still have to watch going into the next few days and the rest of the week. The first stock I want to talk about is ticker CCLD, trading at $1.22. I actually call this on StockTwits. You can follow me there at 6K_investor. Call this one just around $1. Said it was bottomed out. This one's up 30% since I called it. Insiders are loading up. I think it's bottomed out around $1, $6.4 million cash on hand, and they believe they have enough cash on hand and cash flows from operations and ability to raise capital if necessary. They say that may be sufficient to fund their operations for the next 12 months and beyond. Only 15 million outstanding shares compared to 19 million authorized shares, so no room for dilution either. To a $19 million market cap, 19 million authorized shares, and 15 million outstanding shares, so no room for dilution either way. Looking at their financials, you can see they were actually profitable in terms of net income in 2022 for a lot of the quarters, profiting around $500,000 there, $1 million there, and $2.7 million there. In the last 2 quarters, they did lose money. They lost $400,000 in the first quarter of 2023, and for the second quarter, lost $1.8 million. But, revenue is still there, $30 million for the first quarter, $29.3 million for the second quarter. But looking at their balance sheet, they are extremely undervalued. Only $33 million in total liabilities compared to $130 million in total assets. $7.6 million cash on hand, and just comparing their $19 million market cap to their assets, they are extremely undervalued, and they do have revenue and have shown they can be profitable in terms of net income. So this is one you have to watch. And insiders have just loaded up on this company. So just 3 days ago, this Form 4 right here, which are just, forms that show insider purchases. See, the CEO right here purchased 18,801 shares for an average price of around $1.07. So, that's very bullish right here. It's a good sign that he is buying shares. CCLD, I think, is bottomed out. I think the bottom is just around $1. So this is one you really have to pay attention to in the coming months. So if the price of Bitcoin does continue to go up, which I think is very possible, ticker ANY is one you have to watch as it could squeeze up as well. They just had some production and operation highlights for October. 69.2 Bitcoins mined in October, up almost 9% from September and up over 535% year over year. Month-end operating hash rate was 1.3 exahashes per second, flat from September and up over 13x year over year. Uptime was up 83%, or uptime was 83%. It's definitely one you have to put on your watch list that can squeeze up if this does continue to happen. Trading at $1 as of right now. Next stock I want to talk about is RMSL, REM Sleep Holdings Inc. trading at 0.017, up 3% for the day, with a very big catalyst that we should hear some news about within the next 30 days, maybe 40 days. Sleep Holdings, this was back on November 2nd. They announced this, a medical device manufacturer dedicated to forever changing the level of treatment provided to obstructive sleep apnea OSA patients, is pleased to announce its Delta Wave mask has moved to the substantive review portion of the FDA 510K review process. You can see this timeline for their 510K review. They are on day 60. They just reached this level, so they should reach a decision and have a decision within the next 30 to 40 days or something like that. And if this does happen, you know, they've been trying to do this for a very long time. If it does happen, this one could see a very big run. I'm not saying it will, but if it does, just keep it on your watch list. But looking at their security details, I really don't like it. 3 billion authorized shares compared to 1.5 billion outstanding shares. Unrestricted shares at 1.4 billion, so a very big flow, very bad share structure. But just one to watch that, you know, if this catalyst does come out, this one could see a very big squeeze right here. Ticker BLFR, Blue Flyer Equipment Corporation, that has a lot of stuff going on, trading at 71 cents, and this one was just trading at 0.002 or just around 0.004 just 1 month ago. This play, you know, I first called this play when it was trading at 34 cents. Right now it's trading at 70 cents, so another 100% gainer caught on the channel. A $23 million market cap. They just acquired a profitable gas company, and they have a lot of stuff going on. Authorized shares is sitting at 2 billion shares, but they actually just announced they are reducing this to 250 million shares, which is very big. It's very big because they have a lot of acquisitions and a lot of big goals that they are working on. Only 34 million outstanding shares with a float around 12 million shares. So be very careful with it because it just went from 0.004 to 70 cents plus within the last month. Had a big agreement here. They entered a binding letter agreement with Resource Rock to get some funding that can be non-dilutive. So basically said, so Resource Rock will hold a 12.5 interest of the Bedias Creek and Gin Creek South assets, leaving Screaming Eagle Partners LLC, which is, you know, the big company they just acquired that is profitable, based out of Texas. So that'll leave them with 77% left after, you know, selling these assets. So they're basically selling assets and will receive $450,000 in cash compensation for 12.5% interest obtained by Resource Rock, with an additional $1 million commitment to fund workovers and recompletions on wells owned by Screaming Eagle, with an additional $1.7 million if elected to do so. So there is some very big funding, a really good funding here, and they just had an update about this as well. Just announced that reduction and an increase of the company's Series A preferred stock, and updates on the binding letter agreement, which I just talked about. Expected execution date of this joint operating agreement has been extended on or before November 3rd, 2023, as the agreement is still under legal review. So Screaming Eagle's cash compensation for its 12.5% interest will be received upon executing this joint agreement. We should hear some very big news coming out. You know, they've been putting out PRs left and right, so still one to watch. Even though it's up a lot, be very careful with it. But you can see just in the last month or so, they, you know, pretty much put out, you know, 10 plus PRs or 12 PRs, probably more than that. So just one to watch. Ticker BLFR. A few weeks ago announced a 90% acquisition of Screaming Eagle Partners, a cash flow positive family-owned oil and gas company in the state of Texas. Isn't official, but right now they're saying their future net income, their proved producing capability is $11 million in net income. Their proved non-producing capability is $17.3 million, and their probable undeveloped future net income potential is $113 million. From all their total and from all the reserves, future net income could potentially be $142 million. This is just a statement of PR right here. They say they have a vision of no less than 10,000 barrels a day of sustained production by the year end 2024. So some very big goals here and a lot of potential for BLFR. So just one to watch and see what they do, as they do, you know, have a lot of big goals and a lot of catalysts coming up. That's it for the video, guys. Let me know in the comments what stocks you're watching, what you think about these plays, and I hope you guys do make a lot of money out there, and I will see you on the next video.